The other thing you're going to notice on the screen right now is there's an orange line inside my field. That orange line can now be utilized, and what it is the Headland Manager portion, and it allows you to seed your headlands last. This is the interior of our field, and we can seed that out, and once we've seeded out the interior, we can switch our boundary limit back to field boundary and now finish off by seeding that last headland. So it allows you to seed your field, and where you're driving on your headland, seed that last. What I want to show you as well within the Headland Manager, which is inside the field button, and then this symbol here is your headland management. If we set a headland offset at minus 20 feet as an example, and hit the check mark and hit the check mark, it brings that interior of that field closer to the boundary or closer to your first headland, and that way if you're not driving with your auto steer working, you have a little bit of room for overlap, and therefore won't have a miss when you do your last headland, which in our case is the second one. Okay, so we're going to make our pass in the interior of our field using the headland function. I'm going to engage my machine right now, and nothing's going to happen right here because we're on seeded ground on our outside headland. But even when I turn to make my pass going east, nothing's going to happen until my machine gets closer to that unseeded section. So if you watch the sections turn on behind the drill, that happens when we get to the interior of the field. So now my openers are dropping and my sections are turning on right now, and we're seeding as we're crossing going east. What you're going to see when we get to the other end is the exact opposite, of course. We're getting close to that point. We're starting to see sections turning off, and once the back of the drill is through that virtual headland, the openers are starting to lift now as we speak, and we've made our interior of our field pass.